Well, this can be used as a pattern within the pattern stamp. It doesn't have to be a pattern itself. You could, of course, create a seamless tile design for it. But what you can do is simply go over here and rectangular marquee, and it needs to be that in Photoshop, rectangular marquee tool, select that, and then select part of the image. And I'm just going to select here. Now there's a number of other ways you could do this. You could use the library panel and you can capture the pattern that way. Really good way of creating unique seamless tiles. I've got videos on that on my channel. So with this selected here, I can go to edit and then define pattern. As soon as I've done that, I can click OK, got the pattern, select and deselect. Now I want to apply it. So just go over here and select the pattern stamp tool, and it uses any of the brushes. I'm using a very basic round brush here. I can use soft round, anything. And you can also set it to all of these blending modes, so you can combine it in different ways. Opacity, change that, all those sort of things, standard things that you can do with brushes. But also what you can do is just go over here and make certain you select it. Otherwise it is using what was originally selected. You can see the size there. If I go and set this one, you can see the size, about 789, 802. So select that, and now you can see it here. And what you can do, simply apply it. And you get that square, and you can see you get that square, and you can build up. Obviously it's going to be, because it's not a seamless tile, I just created it very quickly, but you could, of course, create all kinds of unique designs. And you can see, as I paint it, and I'm using a mouse, I'm not using an art pad and pen, you can get that. Now the one thing you can't do within this tool is unfortunately scale it or rotate the pattern. Would be really nice, but that feature is not available. But of course what you can do, if you undo, you go back to this, and you can always simply select something like that. Just select any area, Command or Control J, just to duplicate the layer, so just going to do that. And with that, I can then move this over here, and I'm just going to resize it, just make it smaller. Very quick, as long as you do it. Obviously, once you've lost the document, it's not going to be so easy, but you've got this little design here. Press return, and then flatten it. And then, of course, you can select it. So I'm just going to select very, very small part of that image. And that's all you need to do, just select that part. Weirdly, you can't, if you use the selection of the entire little area there, it doesn't seem to work. So you actually have to, again, use this and then go to edit and define pattern. Otherwise, for some weird reason, the pattern is not available there. So define pattern, and you can see now you've got this, and that's a lot smaller. So what you can then do, let's again select, deselect, and again just go over here to the pattern stamp. Again, press S, and make certain you select it, and you can see if I hover over there, it does tell you the file size. Let's just quickly see if it does come up. 257. It's a bit smaller. So with that, I can now apply it, and you can see then you get that. And you could build up, when you create your design, you could build up multiple different designs at different sizes. Simple as that, a 600 by 600, 500 by 500, whatever. Or a thin line one designs. They don't need to be square. And then you can apply it like that, and you can create a very interesting design there. And of course, that's just applied on a single layer. See there, over in the Layers panel. Background layer there. Or you could apply it to, of course, a completely fresh new layer. That's another option. So filter, distort, and you can, of course, distort it. Maybe go with twirl and just apply a twirl effect to create some interesting designs there, which also in turn can be selected. So you could then define that as a pattern and then start painting with that. But say you want to create it on a layer. How do you do that? Just go down here, little plus. So a little plus there, got a new layer, again, go back here, and you've got the pattern stamp again, select that. And with that, you can apply and just quickly add this. And you could create something like that, very basic design, very sort of circular design like that. And then go to the move tool and you've got your design there. Well, what can you do with that? Well, you can gain, it's just a layer, so you can just go down here, click effects, and you can go to bevel and emboss, maybe create all kinds of different bosses like that. Maybe go with inner bevel and so on, change all the various settings, maybe apply colour overlays, gradient overlays, etc. whole range of different designs possible with that. And of course, what you can do is you can duplicate it. So you can just drag and duplicate it, maybe go to filter and apply effects just to that. So twirl, apply to that, and you can see then you get quite unusual. Let's just not push it that much. Click OK, and you get a nice twirl design like that. And you can build up all kinds of unique designs that way. So let's just undo those. Also what you can do, let's just quickly show you here. I've got again go back here to the pattern stamp tool. You notice there's an aligned option here. Well, what does that do? Well, aligned, you can turn it off and then apply it, and then you apply it again. And now you can see it starts where you apply it. So you can build up uneven designs. So if you want to, just apply it, just click it, maybe do dabs. And you can build up very abstract design very quickly just by clicking multiple times like that. And you can see build up that. And again, that can also be distorted, modified, used on a layer and so on. However, there is also next to it a really useful tool, and that's Impressionist. So Impressionist, set that on, and then you can apply that, and you can see what happens then. You get the colours from it, and it creates some very, very nice, unusual designs. And of course, I'm just using it this size, but you could resize it, and you get, see, bigger random colours coming through. And also, of course, you can modify this, the hardness. And you can see then you get, instead of obviously that blurry effect, you then get this lovely sort of dots like that. And you can manipulate it in countless ways. Also got blend modes, so lighten, and you can see then you can combine them in, again, very interesting and unusual ways to create all kinds of unique designs. But what you have got, of course, is not just the brush I've just created, and you could create all kinds of unique ones. Maybe text designs, that's another possibility. Just type some text, save that as a pattern. Maybe, let's say, gradients, maybe artistry, all of them can be used. But also what you've got is this. You've got these up here. You've got loads of legacy ones, legacy patterns that you can use. So you can select any of these. With that selected, let's just turn that off. I don't want that. And you can then see, you can apply very quickly and create a lovely dotted design in a particular area. Maybe you want to fill a particular area because it will obviously obey that. So rectangular, just go like that. And then again, go down there, pattern stamp, and just fill that like that. And you can create very quickly all kinds of unique designs simply in that area. And of course you can select any others and select that and apply that. Now some of these original early ones are actually not particularly great in terms of files, actual size. When you apply it, you will notice that, let's just put that not to lighten but normal. If you apply it, you can see it's very, very small. Of course, you can create your own similar designs as well. But you can see you've got that, artistic brushes, add some textures, and got textures like that. And unfortunately, they've never really updated these to maybe larger documents. So 6,000 by 6,000, the image can be very small. It would be nice if they were updated maybe to include a slightly more bigger file design. I think that would be nice. But still, you got that. And again, select and deselect. As mentioned, you've got all the patterns. Here's the patterns. If you want the legacy ones, all you need to do is in the patterns panel, go here, go right here, and then down here to legacy patterns and more. So once you've done that, you can then add them to here and then, of course, manipulate again. As mentioned, you can create your own, lots and lots of great designs, and with the Impressionist and other features here, literally millions of designs can be. How to create the dot pattern that I was showing at the start. All you need to do, go to File and New, and I would suggest make it a square. That's the easiest way. So let's just go over here, set the width, and I'm going to go for something like 1,000 and 1,000. Don't want to make it too big because you can't resize it. You're going to end up with a huge circle if you go obviously larger than that. So 1,000 by 1,000 is pretty reasonable, and click Create. Get that? You might want to go with a transparent background. Doesn't matter particularly in this because I'm just going to create a design that has white background and the black dot. Then I'm just going to go over here, select the ellipse tool, pixel, and set the color to black. And then simply just add your circle. And you can add it as close to here, or maybe in the center. And I'm just going to go with this. So I'm just going to drag here, hold down Shift, and you can see I've got something like that. very quick black dot, which then can be defined as a pattern. So go to Edit and then down here to Define Pattern, select that and click OK. Stored away as a pattern, but say you want to create something maybe smaller. Now all you need to do is go to Image, Image Size, and let's just go, instead of that, go with the 500 by 500 one and click OK, and again Edit and again Define Pattern. You don't need a selection around it if it just uses the entire document. So that's that. Click OK, and again Image, and again Image Size, and let's just make another one 100. And you can see, click OK with that, Edit, and again Define Pattern. Click OK. Once you've done that, let's just go and create a new document again. I'm going to go with, what's it, 1000 by 1000. And with that, I can now again go over here, select the pattern stamp tool. Now I've got one a bit earlier, so you can see there. Now it creates it at the position where you're currently in here. So if you've got this, you can see now I've got 1000 by 1000, 500 by 500, 100 by 100. So if I go with the 1000 by 1000, I can apply it now. And you can see you get that, which of course is near enough the same size as the document, which of course is not particularly great, but you may want that. But then go for the 500, and you can then apply it again. And you can see then, of course, you've got a few more dots in that. That's why I went for the 100. And I could, of course, go for maybe 50. And you can see then you get the dots there. And of course, you could do different alignments of things. You maybe have 2 dots in the image and define that. That's another way of creating designs like that. And you, of course, can create smaller dots, different dots, all kinds of different designs, maybe grey dots and more. And of course, as mentioned, you can use the Impressionist. And if you apply that, you get this weird dot pattern that's applied in slightly unusual ways. And of course, you can manipulate it further using various brush settings as well. And of course, select different brushes. But I'm just going to deselect that and then just simply apply that again. Now, if I got aligned, you can see now I just apply it like that. If I don't have that on, if I just apply it like that, you can see then I apply it like there. It will be different and you end up with sort of broken dot design, which you may or may not want. And of course you can resize this and you can then just click here, but it doesn't resize the dot. Fortunately, there's no option for that. It'd be really nice if there was, but there isn't, sadly. Any thoughts and questions about this technique, please let me know in the comments below. Any pattern designs you can think of, please let me know as well, because perhaps I can suggest ways of actually creating those sort of designs. Bye.